concept that we'd like to talk about today is about being ready. If you're going to do anything great, you have to be prepared for it. And one of the best ways to be prepared is to get coaching beforehand. If you wait till the actual event, the test, the game, and then you start to get serious, most of the time it's too late. You've got to start to get prepared. And coaching and teaching can help prepare you for those great challenges. I remember one time when I was coaching for the New Jersey Nets in the NBA, one of my jobs was to pick up the potential draft picks. Long story short, we ended up not getting him in the draft, but he ended up being a pretty good player. His name's Kobe Bryant. And the point of this story is not the fact that he's a great player, but the fact that he went out and he sought coaching. He went above and beyond. It wasn't anything that he was trying to get points with the New Jersey Nets staff. The fact is that he wanted to get better. He had a passion to get coaching to maximize his potential. So if you want to get ready, you want to be ready for that next challenge, that great thing coming in your life, you have to go out and seek out coaching, seek out teaching in order to be the best you can be.
That I set in my life was to be Miss Indiana basketball in 1999. Who in the room has been a third grader before? Okay, great. Or is a third grader right now? Okay, great. Pretty much everyone in the room has been a third grader. When I was a third grader, I set a goal to be Miss Indiana basketball in 1999. I put a poster in my room that said 1999 Miss Basketball. I think it's very important to have your goals visible so that you wake up every day and you see what you're trying to do, what your purpose is, what are you trying to achieve. And so in order to achieve my dream, which was being Miss Basketball and going to one of the top programs in the nation at the time, the University of Tennessee, was to be a better ball handler. So for me, my intermediate goals and my daily goals was to be better with the ball on the court. So now when I dribble 2 balls, I get to the court and there's just one that I have to handle. It's a piece of cake. So whatever it is that you're trying to achieve in life, figure out what it's going to take to get you there.
I remember once when I was growing up in a small town in Indiana, I remember one Friday night in the summer I was out working on my game, hot night, sweating, had my little toss back I was throwing the ball off of, making moves off the catch, all those kind of things. And I remember a car pulls up next to I lived on a very busy road, and a car full of my buddies rolled up next to me. And they said, "Hey Schilling, don't you have anything better to do on a Friday night?" And I was on a roll. I was making shots, and I said, "No, not really." And they laughed. They started laughing at me, and I noticed that they were drinking some alcoholic beverages in their car, and they laughed and they said some things that I wouldn't repeat in a situation like this. And they squealed the tires and drove off. And I was left by myself on a Friday night in small town Indiana with nothing but a basketball, a basket, and out there by myself. And I remember tears welling up in my eyes as I was there as just a kid that was going to be a freshman in high school. And I made up my mind at that time that, you know what, I was going to be a Division I basketball player. And it just made me work even harder. But let me tell you, anytime you're going to go try and do something real positive, chances are there's going to be some adversity. There's going to be that lure to go along with the crowd as opposed to staying and working harder for your goals. Well, I determined that as that car was squealing the tires and a beer bottle fell out of the car and shattered on my court, I determined then that I wanted to be I wanted to play college basketball. Not only did I want to be part of college basketball, but I wanted to be part of March Madness, Division I basketball. That was the thing that I always loved, that time of year. And so with tears in my eyes, I began to work even harder on my game. And I fast forward the story about 4 years later, and I had a similar sound, but instead of that beer bottle crashing on my court in small town Indiana, it was the sound of a PA announcer going, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's Midwest Regional, pitting the Miami Redskins versus the Maryland Terrapins. And starting at one guard, 6'1", Ed Schilling." And I remember I looked up, and across the way I saw whole rows of press. And I looked down at the other bench, and I saw a team from the ACC, and I ran out to midcourt and slapped 5 with the other starting guard. And next thing I know, the ball's up in the air. And not only was I part of March Madness, but I was the starting guard. And the thing is, whenever you really dedicate yourself to something, you're going to have to go through your comfort zone. You're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone. You're going to have to say no to some things. And it's kind of funny because I went back to that town after that summer and went and saw a friend of mine, not the buddies that were in the car, but a real friend. Because remember, friends want to help you achieve your dreams. Your buddies want you to do what they want you to do. But I happened to be there with a friend of mine, and we start to go into this place to get something to eat, and sure enough, who do I see? A couple of those buddies that were in that car a few years before. And I was like, oh no, what are these guys going to say? And they saw me, and their eyes lit up. "Hey, Ed, man, it's good to see you. Man, we were watching in the NCAA tournament. Way to go. It's great to see one of our guys making it." Well, I went on. They went their way, and I went mine. And the point of the matter is that it's a lot better to be respected than it is to be liked sometimes. And you have to go be true to your dreams and be true to your goals. Because if you'll continue to push through your comfort zone, the sky's the limit. If you want to go higher, understand that it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to go through. You're going to have to go against peer pressure. You're going to have to go against some things that are thrown your way that are real easy to go down that path. But if you want to go towards your dreams and goals, it's not going to be easy. But I can promise you this, it'll be worth it. So we're talking about pushing through our comfort zone, trying to go higher, trying to be all that God's created you to be the best that you can be. Well, where do you get that power? How do you get that oomph to get through your comfort zone? April, why don't you share with us what you've used and what you go to get that power to push through that comfort zone?
Okay. The 5 P's to peak performance has really helped me a ton in my life. And I'm going to talk to you. The last one is power, but we'll get to that in just a second. The 5th P, and that's the power that we're talking about. What power do you rely on? What power source makes you great? When adversity hits, challenges come, what do you fall back on? What's the thing that gives you strength? If I were to rely on solely the game of basketball for my power, meaning people say that I was pretty good, I had some praise, I had past success, I had a physical talent to play this game, and God-given ability. If I put everything into my ability to play the game of basketball, and that's what I relied on, and I lost a basketball game, well, you know, I would be a failure, and it would be a roller coaster ride, whether I was performing great on the court or not. And to me, that's not what I put my power in. What I put my power in is my faith.